In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create Instagram carousels that will lead people to DM you asking for more information about your services or products. Before getting into the demonstration, if you are an online service provider or an entrepreneur who's looking for tips on getting more clients, growing a beautiful brand, while also staying authentic to who you are, make sure you click like and subscribe below because I will be consistently sharing free tutorials and videos to help you out. Now let's get into the demonstration. All right, so to help you understand how to create these carousels that will get you consistent leads and clients, what I want to first do is just show you on my current iteration of my Instagram page what specific formats you could be using. So the first style or format that you will want to be thinking about using is a promotional style of carousel. This is where you're basically explaining how a certain offer or product or whatever you have is going to provide value for your ideal client or customer. So in this case, we're starting with a hook. Always start with a hook with carousels, and I'm speaking to my ideal clients, saying here's how I could help you. And then I provide throughout these slides just short little points on how I specifically can help them and the value of working with me. Then I'm ending with a call to action saying, DM me this word if you want to get started or get more info. So this could be applicable for, your main high ticket offerings. If you have high ticket offers, or if you have like a general course you provide, but also if you have like little workshops you're hosting or anything, like you could use this style. You can see that I also have another one here when I was starting a specific iteration of my work. So you can do it when you have certain announcements, certain new products or programs. I would say that this style, you want to be cautious with how often you're posting them because it can get a little bit annoying if you're constantly seeing promotional stuff. So keep these, just sort of occasional. I would say maybe like once every few months or so. The second style is what I would call a pain point based carousel, where you're speaking to a specific pain point your ideal client or customer has with your hook. You're providing value based insight on it, you're educating them, and then you're ending with a call to action. DM me this word or click this link, something like that. So we'll get more into the specific structure in a bit, but for now, you want to think about this being probably like your go-to format. You can post these multiple times a week and your followers will not be annoyed. It's just really providing educational information related to their pain points. And sometimes people think, oh, like I don't want to speak to pain points, it feels unethical, or I don't like it. It's the best thing I can say to you is it's helpful. Like people want to learn about how to improve the pain points in their life, in their relationship, in their business. It's helpful for them, and it's going to be a go-to type of format you would want to be using. Now, probably I would say one of the most powerful is going to be this style, which is basically a case study or testimonial style carousel, where again, you're starting with a hook and you're speaking to how you helped a specific client or customer or patient or however, whatever term you use, how you help them with a specific transformation. And then you're potentially showing some proof, and then you're providing information on the process, and again ending with a call to action. So what I'll say now is, like, you could literally go to my profile and just look at these and sort of replicate these formats based on your branding and your business. But what I want to do now is also just go into Canva and sort of walk you through how you can design these types of carousels in Canva. So I'm assuming most of you are familiar with Canva, but if you're not, it's a great site to create carousel posts on. So go to canva.com. You can do free version. The paid version is going to help you out. I would definitely suggest getting the paid version is like $10 a month or something like that. If you're an online service provider or an entrepreneur, I just think it's definitely worth it. So then you're going to want to go to create. search for Instagram because it'll show you the format to use. I would do the 4x5. And then this is where you would want to think about your branding. Ideally, you'd have some sort of brand identity in terms of fonts and colors. I'm not going to get into actually creating that right now, but if you don't have one, something you want to consider. But if you're like, I just want to get started, then just think about what colors you want to be using. I'm not going to get into all the intricacies about how to design carousels right now in terms of every sort of uh, elements you could be adding and making it look super, super unique. I'm just going to say for now, we're just going to do like a background color. So you click on that and then click on this here, and then you'll get access to all these different colors. I'll just select black to make it simple. Then you want to add text. If you have a branding kit, it'll show up here. Could click on anything here. Then you'd want to pick a font. I would say that typically a sans serif based font is going to be a good option. You want to make sure it's easy to read and just a simple font. And if you can have it italicized, underlined, bolded, that can be nice too. Again, ideally you have a fonts for your brand. But then you want to think about, okay, what style of carousel am I going to focus on right now to try to get leads and clients? So let's say we want to do that style of like pain point educational style carousel. Let's go with the example of a personal trainer who helps moms in their 40s lose weight. So, 3 exercises that actually help moms lose weight quickly. So this is going to be the hook where we're just basically saying in one short little phrase or sentence something about that pain point or desire of our ideal clients. You want to then think about some simple elements of design. You want it to be sort of centered, which if you move your text around like this, you can see this pink box, which you can then move it like this, and these lines will be crossed like that. That means it's fully centered. I personally like to adjust the alignment by going up here and clicking that and moving it to the left-hand side. Maybe make this a little bit bigger. So that would be an example of a hook for that style of carousel where you're speaking to a pain point. Another one for this same sort of niche could be signs you're not going to lose weight with your current fitness routine. Moms. 3 signs. Dear moms. So there's another example of a hook. I would say this one's a little bit more intense. It's really saying, you may think that this is going to work, but here are reasons why what you're currently doing might not work. So that's an example of creating your hook in Canva. Obviously, if you wanted to do the promotional style, if you wanted to do the case study style, you're just adjusting what the copy is. And I would just reference earlier in this video my examples. You could kind of try to recreate those. And then what you're going to want to do is provide value-based insights beyond this. So in this case, we're saying 3 signs. So we'd want to do something like sign 1, this. And then you could do some info below, a smaller font here like this, maybe not bold. And then you do some info below it to kind of elaborate on that sign. You could do that for 3. You could even add some other extra slides, but then you're going to want to end for all of these carousels with some sort of call to action. In this case, it would be something like, if your mom ready to lose weight holistically, DM me fit for info on my program. Something like that. I'm going to move it around. I would say we're going to make this a smaller font because I like to have a picture of myself, or, you want to have a picture of yourself in here on this final call to action slide. Again, obviously, I personally have much more design elements involved. This is pretty straightforward, but if you were to add a picture of yourself, what you would want to do is just go and, let's say, like, going to add this picture of me. You could click on it from your uploads here. This is where you can upload all these images, any images you want. You click on it, or just drag it and drop it, and then click BG Remover, which I'm not sure if this is available for free accounts. Then you can kind of add this picture of you or whatever picture of yourself in here. And now we have a clear call to action. DM me this word. So again, obviously this is very basic the way I'm doing it, and I haven't filled in all the details, but my point of showing you this stuff on Canva is so you have a basic understanding of how you can do this on Canva. But what I would really suggest is reference earlier in this video, those videos on the different formats, and sort of look at what I do and just try to implement that based on your niche and the style of carousel you're going to use. Now, the last thing I will say is if you expect to just post these carousels and get tons of leads and clients without doing anything else, it's going to disappoint you. Organic reach is tough. So you're going to want to have systems in place to bring in leads beyond just posting organic content for most people, unless you have a huge audience. But I will say that when you're combining these carousels with consistently growing your account through maybe ads or engagement strategies, and or like combining it with reels and stuff, these are the types of posts that will really help people DM you asking for more info about working with you. And again, if you're someone who is an online service provider, an entrepreneur who is looking for consistent free tutorials and tips on growing your client base, improving your brand, and doing all that while staying authentic to yourself, make sure you click like and subscribe to get more free tutorials like this.